The Philadelphia experiment is a highly controversial and often misunderstood event that took place in 1943 during World War II. While many people dismiss the story as a hoax or a conspiracy theory, there is evidence to suggest that the experiment was real and that it had far-reaching consequences. The origins of the Philadelphia experiment can be traced back to a letter that was sent to author and researcher Morris K. Jessup in 1955. The letter, which was purportedly written by an individual named Carlos Miguel Allende, claimed to be an eyewitness to the experiment. In the letter, Allende described how the USS Eldridge, a Navy destroyer escort, was made invisible and teleported from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to Norfolk, Virginia. At the time, Jessup was working on a book about unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and the possibility of extraterrestrial life. He was intrigued by the letter and included it in the second edition of his book, The Case for the UFO. However, the book received little attention, and it wasn't until the 1960s that the story of the Philadelphia experiment began to gain traction. In the 1960s, the story of the Philadelphia experiment was popularized by researcher and author Charles Berlitz, who wrote a book called The Philadelphia Experiment: Project Invisibility. Berlitz claimed that the experiment was a success, but that it had disastrous consequences for the sailors on board the USS Eldridge. He claimed that many of the sailors were teleported along with the ship, but that the teleportation process caused them to become fused with the ship's metal structure, resulting in their deaths. While many people dismissed Berlitz's claims as baseless, there is evidence to suggest that the Philadelphia experiment was real. For one, the US government was known to be working on a project called Project Rainbow at the time, which was focused on developing new technologies for military use. The project was led by physicist and engineer Dr. John von Neumann, who is known for his work on the Manhattan Project, which developed the first atomic bombs. Additionally, several witnesses have come forward to support the claims made in the original letter from Allende. These witnesses include former Navy sailors who were on board the USS Eldridge at the time of the experiment, as well as people who lived in the Philadelphia and Norfolk areas and claim to have seen the ship disappear and reappear. Furthermore, there are documented accounts of strange and inexplicable events that took place during and after the experiment. For example, some of the sailors who were on board the USS Eldridge reported experiencing time distortions, such as feeling like they were in two places at once or having memories of events that had not yet occurred. In conclusion, while the story of the Philadelphia experiment may seem like a wild conspiracy theory, there is evidence to suggest that it was a real event that had significant and far-reaching consequences. While the full extent of the experiment and its effects may never be known, it serves as a reminder of the incredible power of science and technology and the need for caution in its use.